Mormon, there's more Berserk, new Berserk out. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about chapter 83. I'm a Berserk fan. I remember almost nothing from what I read. I read it very fast. Gas bubble. Just like blew right through it. As I said, like in previous videos, I fucking didn't even realize I was almost done by the time I did get towards the end. I forget what volume I had, but I thought there was more, and I just kept plowing through. And then I went online and found out there was a fucking secret chapter that got omitted because it does too much to like explain why everything is the way it is. I guess Miura didn't want an actual god or something that was behind everything that was happening. But yeah, it's chapter 83. It's the idea of evil is introduced. It's during fucking already forgot the name of the ceremony. God damn it! It's during that eclipse festival. Idiot. When he's turning into Femto, and I definitely remember that name, and my memory didn't dump all that too. But yeah, he's turning into Femto, and he is in that egg thing, and he sort of wakes up in another dimension and is talking to what he thinks is God, and it reveals itself to be like the summation of the dark side of human emotions. Humans wanted some kind of explanation for why they're so fucked, basically. Like, why bad things happen, why their deaths are absurd, it says. An explanation for, like, everything that happens to them and their destinies, but yeah, their collective consciousness sort of collected, and it's the negative side of all of that. Like, loneliness, violence, just bad things have turned into this giant black heart-looking thing, and it's, like, spitting out light in a spiral through a bunch of weird, gross orifices. It's got like a double helix thing connecting it to who knows what. It just goes on forever below it. And Griffith is just floating around, kind of in pieces, I guess, because he's still being formed. So it's like strips of him are just gone. And he's asking the idea of evil, basically, what the fuck? Griffith is just asking, basically, if it's God and what the heck is going on, and it explains that it like manipulated emotions and shit to basically get everything in place for Griffith to be born and for him to like meet his destiny. Because this is the part I don't really like, is the idea of evil is basically fucked with history and everything just for Griffith to be born. Like, Griffith is some chosen one to him, and everything that happened, and he says in the distant past, it was decided that Griffith would become Femto. Like, his destiny was set up a long time before the events of the manga. So that part I don't entirely like, because, I mean, yeah, destiny and everything is a big part of it. You get the Crimson Belllet, or whatever, that, you know, is basically stuck to a person and will find its way back to them. That part's cool, but the idea that, like, the whole of human history for who knows how long before that was set up so that Griffith could be born, that's cool, but also kind of like, what the fuck? Like, wars were started and waged over dumb shit just to, well, the idea of evil said, just to build the context for Griffith's story. So, like, meeting Guts, just everything. Fucking everything! It was all set up for Griffith to become Femto. And this thing is, like, born from humans, but it does become, like, their god, because, like I said, it can control emotions and things, and DNA and stuff, to control meat slapping, to determine what comes out of that, which had been done for generations to make sure Griffith's bloodline and lineage and whatever was started. But, like, human emotions and negativity and stuff brought it into existence. But then it becomes, since it's a collective of human psychic stuff, it's kind of like the anti-spiral nemesis. Not really. This thing's way more powerful. It gains the ability to influence fucking everything. Like, history. It wrote history for Griffith. I think it may also be, like, the king of basically everything, too. It might be whatever that Dark Lord the others are serving is. Like, I think the God Hand serves this thing, because it is referenced that there's something, like, within the interstice that it's said that they serve well below, like, any layer that anyone can really go to, and I think that's it. I think it was supposed to be the idea of evil. Like, that might have been the original plan, because it controls everything. Like, it's just, I don't know, that fascinates me. Being born from people, but then becoming, like, their overlord. And it's doing it because it's what they, like, subconsciously want. They wanted a reason for everything. They wanted their destinies and everything. So when it was born, it was like, all right, well, this is what I'm doing. So it's like it's serving them, but also controls all of humanity. And it told Griffith, when he was demanding to know what his destiny was, it told him to do as you will, which is kind of like the credo of the fucking, the bad guys. Like, the apostles and everything are all always saying, like, hey, just do as you will, you know, that's it. That's your purpose. And even told him, like, you could either bring pain or salvation, but just do whatever. And then Griffith's like, I want wings. He's like, I need wings to suit me. I need, for a form. He wants wings because he feels it's suiting. And then the idea of evil is like, rebuild yourself into a form fitting of your destiny. And then you see, like, a distant figure that looks like Femto. And that's, like, the moment he forms into him. But I guess But I guess Miura didn't want something explaining everything like that, because it is the reach on this guy, just the way he sets everything up, none of it is to chance, like, none of it at all. It's implied, it's all been preordained, written, and it's all following exactly as he wanted. And Griffith was chosen for a long time, so that kind of does... he didn't want there being a god. I think that was the big thing, was he didn't want a god in that world setting things up like that. But also this thing just kind of fucking... how would you even combat that? I don't understand. Like, when you get to the end, if you beat Griffith, what do you do about the idea of evil? Because it's definitely not a good guy. It's born from the negative feelings of humans. It's indifferent to what Griffith turns into and does with his new form, but it's literally the idea of evil. I mean, it's like, it's the final, it's not even the final boss, it's the guy that made the final boss, like, in real life, and you're a video game character trying to fight it. So what the fuck would you do after Griffith? Like, once they finally deal with that, what are they gonna do about the idea? There's this big fucking heart sitting somewhere, I'm assuming in the interstice, where nobody can go. What happens if all humans died? Would the idea of evil die? Because it is like their collective consciousness. What happens? Are dead people still contributing to it? Like, if they go to heaven, because there is, like, some kind of heaven in the interstice. If they go there, do they still contribute negativity to the idea of evil? Now I kind of want to see what happens to the idea of evil. Like, I want it to stay, to see what they would do to combat it, because it was born from people. But what if there's a race of dog people somewhere across the universe? Do they have their own idea of evil? Because he was born from humans on whatever Earth, whatever you'd call Berserk place. I'm assuming it's Earth. I don't really remember. I don't remember much of anything. What do they all get an idea of evil? Is there a dog version, a cat version? Because he's born from humans. Dolphins are pretty smart. Do they get an idea of evil? And whales? I'm sure they all get lonely. And evil. So yeah, the idea of evil was cool. And a god that was born from, like, people, and then it ends up controlling them. That's all cool, but I could see why the idea was dropped. The idea of cancellation. Yeah, the idea of evil was alright, but I mean, I can see why they were like, no, don't do this. It's just too overreaching. And then you gotta set one up for dolphins and shit. Think of the dolphins.